Good afternoon. How you doing, everyone? I'm Ryan Knapton out here at Breck, and kind of grim on the snow conditions still. They did open 7, but yeah, it's all this man-made really hard snow, and it's actually not very good. I actually fell a couple times on it. And runs like spruce that's often open on opening day, still not open. Like we need some snow bad. But hey, want to elaborate on some thoughts today. So recently Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp mentioned me in one of his vids. They were carving around the mountain, and he said, if you want to carve like Ryan Knapton, you gotta really bend your knees and poke your butt out, something to that effect. And yeah, I definitely really want to elaborate on this because it's something that I've been thinking about even this whole preseason. And basically what I've been thinking about, like I have certain goals with how I want to ride, and one of them I've been thinking, okay, I gotta work on my switch turns a lot more, because they're, you know, I can feel that even though they're pretty good turns, they're not the equivalent of my regular turns. So one of the things that I've really been thinking about is my body position, and I was making a bunch of turns and then trying them switch and trying to figure out what the difference is and why some of my turns of a certain style aren't with the same energy level and such. But basically I came to the conclusion that yeah, I wasn't putting in the same effort. I wasn't haven't been bending my knees as much and really driving from that super bent and poked out butt. Like, try this sometimes, and I'd try it on even bunny hills. Like really flat terrain is really when you can feel the effects of this working. But basically really just getting a super low body position, almost like trying to take I don't know, just really think about poking your butt out and having a super low center of gravity with that. And then from there, instead of being tall, you can squish down, and then you can get this horizontal motion with your board and then come back up. And when you do that, you really can drive a bunch of pressure into the edge and decamber the board, and which then provides energy coming out of the turn. If you start with straight legs, standing tall, and go like this, you'll never get a bunch of pressure on that edge, and the board won't give you much feedback. So so that's really kind of what something I've been working on. So I'll try to tape some of those turns, and I bet we can break down in the video and show kind of how much difference it is. And you will see my legs will, on the heel side one, my legs will extend and be straight, but I definitely don't confuse that with me starting with my legs straight. That's me extending my legs during the carve and pushing off of the board side cut. So yeah, let's go make some turns. So yeah, I think that should demonstrate it pretty good. And yeah, when those ones where I'm really getting enough feedback out of the board where my board's basically weightless, like my own switch ones just rarely are like that. So like riding regular, I can do that any old time. But yeah, so definitely one of my goals, keep on working on that ride and switch. There's a couple other turns, things that I really want to work on switch, but just that overall energy level with getting lower, squatting my legs, really poking out my butt, and then all of a sudden you can do a lot more with your board underneath you and really drive a lot more pressure into your edges. And yeah, so hey, I'm hoping this will help you. I would play around with it on some flatter terrain for sure. Like I said, you'll actually feel the effects of it more. Let's go do some more switch. How about something else first though? I gotta tame that up a bit. Alright, a quick tip before I work on some more switch carves like that. Basically, I think most of you guys know this, but I also know I have a bunch of new subscribers, so maybe this can help. Basically, our bindings, high backs, are the interface that allows our legs to get pressure on the heel side edge. Just pulling your toes up is not enough. So the high back, you really need to add some forward lean to. If you've never done it, I really encourage playing around with that feature on your bindings, trying it out, because if you got your bindings high back straight up and down, basically you really have to push your legs out in front to get proper pressure on your edge. And it almost feels like whenever I'm riding with no forward lean, it feels like I could hyper extend my legs. It's like just feels bad. So I would really try that. I think maybe some rail riders don't care for forward lean, but if you're wanting to carve, you really got to be adding that onto your bindings. Let's go back to the mountains. Alright, I hope you found those tips useful, and like I said, I would play around with them on pretty flat terrain, because even on blue runs, say, if you're using those techniques, you'll often be going too fast, too quick, and be forced into skidded turns. So pretty flat run is actually very perfect to try those on. So hey, good luck with them. Happy shredding. Click the like button if you loved it, and kapla!